protesters are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Opened earlier at about 7 a.m.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
Today on Rappler, the Supreme Court stops Meralco's power rate hike. Daughter of slain mayor hints her father's political rival is behind the killing. And Apple signs a deal bringing the iPhone to China's markets. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The Supreme Court issues a 60-day temporary restraining order or TRO on the 4 pesos 15 centavo per kilowatt-hour power rate hike from Meralco. The High Court says the TRO takes effect immediately. Meralco was set to implement the increase this month following a December 9 approval by the Energy Regulatory Commission. But two groups led by leftist lawmakers asked the High Court last week to stop the rate hike. On December 19th, lawmakers from the Makabayan bloc in the House of Representatives asked for a TRO against the record-high price hike, citing, quote, transcendental public interest. On December 20th, 3 homeowners groups also asked for the court's intervention, saying the increase is against public interest. The High Tribunal orders both petitions consolidated. Oral arguments are scheduled on January 21. The daughter of the man killed last Friday in Manila's airport, Mayor Ukol Talumpa of Labangan, Zamboanga del Sur, is asking for government protection after hinting her father's political rival masterminded his murder. In a letter to Justice Secretary Laila de Lima, Ryan Talumpa says an eyewitness, quote, who stood next to my parents said the gunman was closely associated with former Labangan Mayor Wilson Nandang. Ms. Talumpa identified the gunman as a former staff member of the Labangan local government unit. De Lima enumerates 3 possible motives behind the killing: intense political rivalry, Talumpa's campaign against illegal drugs, and clan war or RIDO. The Philippine National Police or PNP says it's preparing a case against the suspects. In an interview on ANC, Senior Superintendent Billy Beltran says in Filipino, right now we can say we have found leads on the suspects, and what we're looking at is whether or not we have enough evidence to file a case against the suspects. He refused to identify who the suspects were. Beltran heads Task Force Talumpa, which is in charge of investigating the fatal incident at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3 on Friday. The attack killed Labangan, Zamboanga del Sur Mayor Ukol Talumpa, his wife, his nephew, and an 18-month-old baby, Phil Thomas Lirazan. It also injured 5 others, including a 3-year-old girl. It was the 3rd violent attack that targeted Talumpa. The attack raised security concerns at the NAIA 3, particularly about the lack of closed-circuit television in the airport, the lack of CCTV cameras inside the airport. Beltran says the PNP is looking into possible motives, but declined to disclose what these motives are until the PNP files a case. The Philippine military honors the bravery of soldiers in combat. One of those awarded the Medal of Valor is 21-year-old Private Ian Pakit. Carmela Fonbuena reports.
Sabi ko sa kanya, utang na loob, huwag mo nang gawin yun kasi ayoko ako maglibing sa'yo. Sabi ko sa kanya ganun. Sabi niya sa akin, I love my job more than anything else. Kaya napakasakit sa amin yun na ganun, napakabata pa niya, namatay na siya.
Irene's brother, Private First Class Ian Pakit, was 21. He died fighting the MNLF in Zamboanga City in September. He intentionally put himself in the line of fire to save his team. President Aquino awards Ian the posthumous Medal for Valor, the highest military honor for bravery in combat. His father, Eduardo, receives the honor.
Super proud kami sa kanya, hindi lang yung pamilya namin.
Ian had been pulled out earlier for a shrapnel wound, but he returned to fight.
Sabi niya magaling na daw siya, gusto niyang bumalik. Sabi ko, ba't babalik ka pa eh? May wound na ka na nga eh, nasaktan ka na nga. Hindi na siya tumawag sa akin nung bumalik siya. Tinawag ulit sa akin, nasa ICU na siya.
It was week 3 of the standoff. Ian's team was trapped by the MNLF's massive firepower. He decided to leave his position to get a better line of sight. and provide fire cover for his team to reposition. Ian's heroic move allowed the soldiers to turn the situation around. They captured 41 MNLF fighters and killed another 15. But it cost him his life. Bullets came flying and one hit his neck. He was brought to the hospital where he died days later. The father was so angry he ordered his children to join the military and avenge Ian's death.
Siyempre, nagalit siya nun kasi halos katabi lang nung nasa ICU kami, katabi namin yung MI nandun, sugatan din. Kaya siyempre, galit yung tatay ko. Sabi niya, gusto niya magsundalo nga kami.
There are many stories of heroism during the Zamboanga City standoff. Pakit's story is just one of them. 2013 is a busy year for the military. Ian is a testament to the resolve of Filipino soldiers, even when their leaders sometimes fall short. Carmela Fonbuena, Rappler, Quezon City.
Manila Mayor and ousted President Joseph Estrada on Sunday pays a visit to the woman he once accused of grabbing power from him. Pampanga Representative and former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Reports say Estrada visited Arroyo at the Veterans Memorial Medical Center in Quezon City on Sunday, shortly before 3 p.m. Manila Vice Mayor Isko Moreno accompanied Estrada to the hospital. Moreno says, quote, "It's very touching. It's a different feeling when you see them talking. Every Filipino knows what happened between ERAP and Arroyo. Arroyo was Estrada's vice president until she replaced him following the EDSA II revolt that forced him to quit the presidency." 2 days before Christmas, President Benigno Aquino records a message for the Filipino people. Aquino pays tribute to the Filipino spirit that inspires others despite all the disasters that have hit the country. He says the most important message this Christmas is remembering God's love and bringing hope to the people.
Malinaw natin itong naipamalas sa mga nagdaang trahedya at pagsubok sa bansa. Kamakailan, naglibot po tayo sa mga komunidad na naging biktima ng lindol sa Bohol at binisita ang mga kababayang sinalanta ng Bagyong Yolanda. Katulad po ng bituin ng Bethlehem na nagsilbing liwanag at inspirasyon sa tatlong hari, napuno rin tayo ng sigla at pag-asa sa katatagan ng ating mga kababayan sa kabila ng trahedyang kanilang naranasan. Ngayong Pasko, pag-alabi nawa natin ang liwanag ng pagmamahal na alay ni Jesucristo, maging tanglaw tayo ng pag-asa sa ating kapwa Pilipino. Isang maligayang Pasko po sa ating lahat.
Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 3, Al-Qaeda says it will pay blood money after admitting that a deadly December 5 attack on a Yemeni Defense Ministry hospital was a mistake. The brazen daylight attack on the Defense Ministry complex killed 56 people, including patients and foreign medics from the Philippines, Germany, Vietnam, and India. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, or AQAP, claims responsibility for the attack. It says the target was the Ministry of Defense, but one jihadist disobeyed orders. At number 5, how can the church help couples and their children who find themselves in live-in relationships or situations of divorce? This isn't a survey question from a profitable firm. It's from Catholic bishops surveying Filipinos on family issues. The survey was requested by the Vatican for a worldwide meeting on the family in 2014. The survey includes questions on contraception and gay unions. And at number 10, former PR executive Justin Sacco becomes a worldwide target for nasty jokes and vicious insults over the weekend after she posted a Twitter message mocking AIDS victims. Sacco's tweet reads, "Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS, just kidding, I'm white," as she boarded an 11-hour flight to South Africa. Her tweet creates an online uproar, and in a few hours, hashtag Justine Sacco and hashtag Has Justine Landed Yet were trending on Twitter worldwide. Sacco deleted the tweet and her Twitter account when she landed in South Africa, but it was too late. IAC, her employer, announced they had, quote, parted ways. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Apple unveils a long-anticipated deal with China Mobile, the world's biggest wireless carrier, to bring the iPhone to customers in a market dominated by low-cost Android smartphones. The deal gives Apple a bigger entry into the huge Chinese market and China Mobile's estimated 760 million subscribers. The network is also rolling out the world's biggest 4G network. Under the agreement, iPhone 5S and iPhone 5C phones will be available at China Mobile and Apple retail stores across mainland China starting January 17th. Apple Chief Executive Tim Cook says, quote, "China is an extremely important market for Apple, and our partnership with China Mobile presents us the opportunity to bring iPhone to the customers of the world's largest network." Negotiations between Apple and China Mobile took years, with one key hurdle reportedly being the U.S. firm's demand for sales volume guarantees. NASA says 2 American astronauts made quick progress during a spacewalk outside the International Space Station on Saturday to replace a broken equipment cooling system. A cooling valve failed on December 11th, prompting this risk outing. NASA says the problem caused a partial shutdown in the system that regulates equipment temperature at the space station, but did not pose any danger to the 6-man crew. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel, and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and our viewers the most in the last 24 hours. If you take a look, these 10 stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter, and you can see from today, the story trending on Twitter, Justine Sacco targeted for AIDS tweet story we just read a while ago. You have 30% angry, 38% annoyed. The power of the wrong tweet certainly shows you the power of social media. In the 11 hours since she tweeted it, she got on a plane, and by the time she landed, she lost her job. The story that's gotten the most number, let's bring you a Christmas story. After giving to Haiyan victims, 6-year-old Shoichi, who gave a piggy bank to Yolanda, receives a surprise gift. And that one you see, 37% inspired, 61% happy. And the story that's gotten the most number of votes off the UP exam, a name. The most peculiar names that are there, you've got to read the story. 70% amused. That affected the mood of the day. Today, most people are amused. That is Rappler's Newscast for today, Monday, December 23, 2013, 2 days before Christmas. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.